Yes, so as we say, anytime you are looking at a math video, make sure that you have your pencil and your paper in hand. Keep that as a routine so that you can be practicing as you are looking at the video. Now, we are into positive and negative numbers in arithmetic. Okay, so the words plus, positive, add, and, have, credit, surplus, deposit, increased by, okay, towards the right, all this is given the positive sign. Okay, and you can even add, we can even add 1 to it. We can add 1 to it. We're going to be using it in a while. Okay. So the positive sign can also be, in certain instances, you can translate it to mean we want. Okay, you will see that in a while. Okay, we'll do an example of this. Example of this one. We want. Okay, so if you say we want, then this could be interpreted as a positive sign. And conversely, the negative sign can be translated in words to mean, in certain instances, we do not want. Like the opposite effect. Okay. Let's put a slash here. Opposite effect. Opposite of. Okay. And also take away or, subtract, minus, all these are words you can use to translate the negative sign. Now, here we are going to add another example of words translated to symbol with positive and negative numbers. We have dealt with about 4 of them already, going to a 5th one. Let's outline a scenario. Let's say Jane went to school with 12 pens and 7 exercise books. Okay. She gave away 5 pens and 3 books. Okay, so words that communicate quantitatively in math have their symbolic translation. For example, the word 12 is a quantity, it has its symbolic translation. Pens, yes, pens is more than one, but the word pen don't necessarily have a symbolic translation, so we can use P for pens. And communicates quantitative. 7 is a quantitative word. Books more than one. The word book per se does not really translate quantitative actions, but it is going to be needed here, so we can create a symbol for it. We can use B for books. Okay, give, to give, you deducting, that's quantitatively, that's the subtraction sign. And this plus because you adding, giving away, you subtracting, it has its symbolic translation. 5 is a quantity. It has a symbolic translation. We have created a symbol for pens. Let's use P for pens. 3, and the word and also, quantitative communication. Books, we can use B for books. Okay. Now, let's do the translation. So Jane went to school with 12 pens. So with now is like you having 12 pens. So we can use a plus for that with 12 pens. 12 pens. Okay. And 7 books. Okay. So Jane went to school with 12 pens and 7 books. So you can actually see the translation happening. She gave away, that's a subtraction sign, 5 pens, and she also gave away, okay, 3 books. Okay. So here's the symbolic translation of these 2 sentences. So we can do some separation here of certain quantities. Okay, so she have 12 pens and 7 books. So this plus sign belongs to the 7. 12 pens and 7 books. So if we want to separate 12 and 7, we have to keep the plus sign to the 7. That negative sign belongs to the 5. That plus sign is like a conjunction, and subtract 3. Okay, so we can do this separation. If we want to color code, that's 12 pens. Okay, and 7 books. Give away 5 pens, and also give away 3 books. Okay, so because pens and books are not the same commodity, we cannot have 12 pens and add 7 books and get a particular, okay, one name for that. So this remains separate. 12 pens is not like 7 books. Pens are not like books. Okay, pens are like pens and books are like books. So there is something called bringing like terms together. Like terms have the same letter with the same exponent. There's an exponent of 1. There's a raised to the power of 1 here that you do not see. If you don't see an exponent, there's a power of 1. So all of these have power of 1 to them. Okay. So we can even put it to show. So once a letter has the same exponent and it's of the same type, the same letter, then they are like. Okay. So pens to the power of 1 is like pens to the power of 1. So bringing like terms together, you have to bring this sign with it. So a negative sign belongs to the 5. Any sign that is to the left side of a number belongs to it. It describes that number. That's a given away 5. That's a negative 5, so we have to bring it along. So when you bring like terms together, you have to bring this sign with it. Okay, and that negative 3 can be brought close to that positive 7. That plus sign is just a conjunction, so we can get rid of it. So now we are taking away 5 from 12. So if we take out 5 from 12, we are left with 7. 7 pence. So you're going to have 7 pence. So there's an invisible plus in front of the 7. 7 books. Take away 3 books from 7 books. You are left with 4 books. Okay. So finally, Jane will leave school that day with 7 pens and 4 books.